many years I have been working with clients one-on-one. I have been watching the transformation that has happened with so many people. And one day I decided that I was going to start a group. And since I've been doing this, watching you guys grow and giving you the tools for development has done nothing but just warm my heart. So today I'm going to be presenting to you this discipline workshop, and I hope you learn something and get something out of it and enjoy it as much as I enjoy putting it together for you. The following is a collage of videos that some of my clients put together for me. Hopefully you can get something out of it and really feel the transformation that you too can experience.
My self-confidence has boosted tremendously.
So on my first call with Michelle, I knew right away that she was the person that I needed to work with. So
just speaking with Michelle, I felt on that first phone call that there was this magnetism about.
Very quickly, I think the very first session that I had with Michelle, she brought me to tears because she very quickly made me realize, looking internally that I had some pretty deep stuff that I was hiding.
She's a very spiritual person too. So when the subjects are sensitive, she can really feel it, and you can really feel the love that she comes out of love to anyone.
I thought I was broken, and I thought there was no way back.
I had a lot of issues and a lot of things to work on. And so with Michelle's help, we quickly got through all of my limiting beliefs, and really she helped me reprogram my brain. And I will tell you, not only has my whole life changed by the way I look at things and the way I talk to myself and my internal dialogue, I'm so much happier because of the way I view the world.
The only person that was standing in the way of me accomplishing the things that I wanted to was myself.
I am somebody who has battled depression, anxiety for well over 20 years.
So I am in the social selling space, and I wasn't implementing this stuff, and I couldn't really figure out why, but
the tools that you introduced me to have been invaluable.
I started learning how to create an inner peace in myself.
And what was so fascinating about it is I would find myself starting to think differently about things automatically.
Michelle is an amazing person. Not even that she's funny. She will make you feel like you know her forever, like she knows you forever.
I won a scholarship back in July, and it has been the most life-changing scholarship I have ever won in my life.
Because I have been able to manifest so many amazing things after getting my head right.
I gained clearer understanding of some recurring limiting beliefs that held me back in certain areas that I was unaware of.
I have found focus in my life. I have found happiness in my life. And most importantly, I have found peace.
And I remember waking up one day and I thought, I'm positive. Like I don't have automatic negative thinking today. I woke up and I felt positive. It was the craziest thing ever. From that day on, my life has transformed. I was able to build a business on social media, walk away from my full-time job, get my family out of 6 figures of debt. I'm now home with my kids of 3 and 5, and I just have the freedom-based lifestyle that I've always wanted. And most importantly, I'm impacting other people.
So Michelle is awesome. She's a great friend. She's a great coach, and you guys will just love her. I promise you.
I can't even begin to tell you enough good things about Michelle.
It has been so amazing. Again, I just can't speak highly enough of her.
The group coaching is really where you want to be. It is the best.
Also, all of the girls who shared their stuff showed me how similar we are. That it doesn't matter if you're born in Poland, in Czechoslovakia, anywhere. We, as a woman, as a humans, we kind of struggle with very similar stuff.
If you are stuck in any area in your life, personally or professionally, I want to encourage you to invest in Michelle's program. Invest in your future best self. and the rest will come. It is so worth it.
Meet her in real life because I need to give her the biggest hug ever. Michelle Thompson, you've changed my life, but just now we've developed such a friendship that I can't let go of her. So my experience is absolutely amazing. And what I will say is if you are on the fence or you're thinking about working with Michelle, make the investment in yourself. I guarantee that you won't be the same person for the better after Michelle comes into your life.
From the bottom of my heart, Michelle, I want to thank you for everything you've done for me, my family, and my community. And I highly recommend you guys work with Michelle if you get the chance.
Hi, you guys. Gosh, that was emotional watching it. Okay. God, so sorry, you guys. I am an emotional person, as you guys know, and I just want to tell you, all of you guys who gave me those reviews that it really touched my heart, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't expect to start crying. So, okay, so I have a really good surprise for you. I put out a video, I think it was yesterday or the day before, where I was talking to you guys about my personal trainer that I love, love, love. His name is Carl, and he is amazing. He's the one that when I met him, the very first time I met him was in a little, what is it called? Nutrition store. And I was doing some marketing and some graphic design for this particular guy who owned the store. And he had some flyers that Carl put out, and he was just starting his training business. And he said, "Hey, can you redo this for this guy?" And I said, "Sure." And I don't mind. I didn't think I was ever going to meet him. So I went home and I put this flyer together and I brought it in. And right at the time that I brought it in, he walks in. And when he walked in, he just glowed. And when you see him, you'll know what I'm talking about because he is beautiful. And I've joked around several times and told him, I said, "You look like Black Jesus. I mean, you are so, I mean, you just glow." And I can see him in the background laughing. Anyways, he is a very strong Christian man. He's a minister and he is a personal trainer. He started a business called Church Fit or Fit for Christ or something like that. I think he's changed the name of it, but what he does is he works with you spiritually and physically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring him up to the stage and I'm going to have him get you started. So what I need you guys to do is stand up. He's going to put you through something. He's going to get you energized. He's going to get you motivated, and he is going to get you into the right state to get disciplined. Hi, Carl.
Hey, Michelle. How you doing?
Good. I'm going to let you take the stage. I'm going to back off, okay?
Okay. Hi, guys. I just want to say thank you, Michelle. She is so awesome. I just love her. And she's, I met her many years ago, and she kind of told you guys about it. I didn't remember all those details, Michelle, but thank you, thank you, thank you. So today I want to talk to you guys about increasing your energy, all right? Also lowering your cortisol and increasing your serotonin. Now remember, serotonin, it helps you with your cognitive, your thinking, anything dealing with your brain. So you want more serotonin and less cortisol, because cortisol is one that's it's a stress hormone that, you know, there's some health issues that can come from that, heart issues. So we want less cortisol, especially in the business world. I remember in corporate America, I was a director of business development for one company, and I was a general manager for another, and I worked my way up from the bottom. But the thing is, a lot of times when we had corporate meetings, I would fall asleep. And, you know, if you're a manager, that doesn't look good to your people if you're sleeping in the meeting. So one of the things that I would do is, you know, of course, I started to work out to get in better health, to get in better shape. And so it really helped me to get my energy up. And so right now, we're going to get our energy up. All right, get on your feet. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of different exercises that I really like because it helps you not only get your energy up, but it helps you trim your waistline. Okay, a lot of people want a small waist. these days. And one of the things that happens is if your waist circumference is really wide, there are different health issues, from diabetes to different things with your, what do you call it? You can have a fatty liver, even fatty heart. There's other different issues from obesity. So we want to make our waist smaller, but at the same time, we want to tone our body, and we want to trim, okay? So go ahead and get on your feet. I'm going to show you 2 different movements, okay? So the first movement, you can start with your arms up, and when you drop your elbows, lift your knee, okay? I don't know if you can see my knee thing. Let me bring it down a little bit. Okay, all right. So when you drop your elbow, just lift your knee, okay? Here we go. We're going to do 15 repetitions, and then we're going to switch and do the other side. All right, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So what happens when you drop your elbows, okay, that pulls your torso down, which starts to engage your upper and middle abs. And then when you bring that knee up, that engages your hip flexor, which is the top of your thigh, and your lower abs, okay? So now we're going to switch sides and do the other side. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good job, guys. I'm going to show you one more exercise. Okay, this time you're going to start with the same position with your arms, and when you twist, whatever side you twist to, that's the knee you're going to lift, all right? And when you lift that knee, it's going to come across your body, okay? Do that as best you can without falling over. All right, here we go. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, here we go. Last one. Other side. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good job, guys. I also want to tell you guys about one of the things that I do whenever I have meetings, along with sometimes physical exercise. And I just actually finished working out with a fellow trainer, a friend of mine. And then a lot of times when I have a meeting or a Zoom, I'll drink either coffee or tea, which helps to also get your energy up right before the meeting, but it also helps you to stay awake, okay? It helps your brain function. It helps your synapses to fire faster. And even sometimes it helps your memory, okay? So those are some tips that you can do to help get your energy up before meetings or even class, those of you who are, still getting your education. And I just want to say thank you for having me on, Michelle, today. I really appreciate it. I love you. See you guys later. Back to you, Michelle.
Okay, thank you so much, Carl. I really appreciate it. I really do. I'm going to take you off of the screen, and all you have to do, Carl, is at the bottom, it says leave studio. So okay. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. I really appreciate everything you did. And Carl's going to be joining us every morning for the next couple of days and getting our energy pumped up, getting us ready to start this program. So I'll see you later. Thank you so much. All right, you guys. Oh my God. So I actually did that while I was in the background. And let me tell you, I feel tired now. But I feel motivated. Like just moving your body and getting it going, it makes such a difference. Okay, so let's talk about why that's important. So what happens is, as Hazel was talking about, is what happens when we get down or depressed or we get in these spaces, our cortisol levels raise, okay? And what we want to do is we want to decrease them. So if you want to get motivated, you want to get disciplined, you always want to start with some kind of 5-minute, moving your body, do something really quick, get yourself energized, okay? Because motion creates energy. So let's talk about that for a second. How many of you guys don't have the energy to get motivated or disciplined? Well, how many times have you actually just laid around watching TV and you were like, God, I just can't seem to get moving. I can't seem to get anything going. Well, that's because when you're still and you're not moving, you're not creating energy within your body. But the days that you're up and you're moving around, you're hustling, I got to get this done and I got to get this done. Suddenly you have all this energy to do things. So what I'd like you to do is every morning for the next couple of days, participate in this little exercise and feel that energy kind of getting in there and really try. Don't just kind of go, you know, I really want you to kind of like get in there, move your body and actually get yourself into that energy phase where your body is producing that energy and the energy goes up into your mind and you feel like you are ready to get out there and do something. So I'm super excited. Now, there's a few of you guys who don't have a StreamYard account. So what it says on my end from where I'm looking is it says Facebook user. So I don't really get to see who it is. So will you do me a favor when you're commenting, say your name first and then say the comment. Okay. So, like somebody said, hi ladies, who's here watching live. I don't know who that is. So please say your name first and then say your comment so I know who is actually in the audience talking to me and how I can talk back to them. Okay. So super excited that we're going to get started today. So we're talking about creating that energy. Okay. That energy has to be created to get moving. But today we're going to talk about a couple of other things. And these are things that you probably haven't thought about. So a lot of times what happens is that we say, I just can't get disciplined. So we're going to kind of take a little different path here and we're going to talk about why. Okay. Why can't you get disciplined? Well, in order to get disciplined, you have to have motivation. And to get motivation, you have to have a desire. And to have a desire, that desire to actually take action on that desire. And that's where the key thing is. That's the little secret right there is you say, well, Michelle, I do have a desire, but to take action on the desire, there has to be a scale that weighs higher on something. So in other words, the benefit of doing that action has to outweigh the pain. So there's a couple of things. So first off, we need energy to get moving. Okay. So we want to get our body moving. The second thing is when you get your body moving. So if you just get up and you go and do something that moves your body, like go for a brisk walk or something, you will get that energy that'll help you from feeling so sluggish. Now, dealing with the mental aspect. Okay. So a lot of times what happens is that our benefit is not outweighing the pain. So you're kind of like, what are you talking about? Well, let's just look at this. Okay. So why don't you guys tell me in the comments real quick, why don't you just start yelling out things that you want to get disciplined about? And I'll use one of those as an example. The benefit has to outweigh the pain. So whatever it is that you want to get disciplined about, you have to look at, when I do it, it creates this amount of pain. When I do it, it creates this amount of benefit. So let's start yelling out some of the things that you, okay, so we have exercise, we have time management. What else? What else do we got? What else do we have? Come on, you guys, start throwing it in there. Let me know. Better time use. Okay. What do you want else you want to get disciplined about? What else? Personal time. Okay. Okay. So let's say that exercise. Let's use that one. Okay. So I want to get disciplined to exercise on a daily basis. So the person that said that was Charlene Pryor. Okay. So Charlene, what I want you to do is I want you to tell me, what is the benefit to exercising for you? Not for everybody else, but for you. Okay. Why is it that you want to exercise? What's going to come from that that's going to make you want that? Why do you desire it? Like, what is the benefit? Tell me what that benefit is for exercising. And that is Charlene Pryor. Charlene, tell me what that benefit is. Feel better, less pain, get in shape, lose weight. Okay. Now, these are typical benefits that most people say. You know, this is what most people want. They want to look good. They want to get in shape. They want to feel better and less pain. Okay. So I'm guessing that because you don't exercise, you get, you know, we all kind of do that sometimes as we get older, more energy. Okay. Okay. Well, exercising does create more energy. So, all right. So now tell me what the pain is. What is that pain? And if you have a workbook, I'm going to pull up that document. We're going to kind of talk about that. It's just a Word doc that I emailed out to everybody, and maybe your advisor might have given it to you, and we'll go over that as well. So tell me what the pain to exercising is. Why do you not want to do it? Like, what's keeping you from doing it? What's that? I don't want to do it. Tell me what that is, Charlene. I want you to think about that. Motivation, actual pain, discipline. Okay. Okay. So what happens is that you've got a lot of times it's that drudgy feeling, okay, of not wanting to do it. And that's the pain. And then you've got the benefit of what the rewards are going to be. Okay. So let's look at that. When you're looking at that, excuse me, let me go ahead and pull this document up. It might be a little bit easier. Hold on one second here. So if you're looking at this, I got a tickle here. Sorry. Okay. Let me share the document so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So what I like to do, I got to drink some water. Hold on. Okay. So where you are now. So this is what we're going to do, Charlene. We're going to use you as a guinea pig here. Okay. So, so where you are right now, let me, actually, that's not the editable one. So let me pull up a different one. That was the PDF. So give me a second. Let me pull up a different one so that I can actually type on here and you can see. And you guys, if you have a copy of this, go ahead and follow along. I want you to do this exercise with me. Okay. So let me make it a little bigger so you guys can see it. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to follow along here. It says, where are you now? Okay. So basically this is right here. This is, we're using the exercise as an example is, not exercising and feeling sluggish. What was the other reasons that she said? That she not energetic, physically, you know, not fit. Okay. So where do you want to be? And she was release the pain, energy, and look good. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the benefits for staying here. Okay. Now this is an interesting thing because a lot of times we don't really think about this. Okay. We don't think about what's the benefit of doing this thing that I really don't want to do, because I mean, really, is there a benefit? Yes, there actually is. A lot of people say in toxic relationships because there's a benefit. A lot of people do not make change because there's a benefit. So let's look at that. What is that benefit to not getting moving, to not exercising, so, you know, let's not just make her the one that answers this question, because a lot of you guys want to exercise and don't do it. So let's talk about that. What are the benefits for staying in the place that you're at right now and not exercising? What's that benefit? So as I'm waiting for these comments to come in, a lot of times the benefit of that is comfort. It's, you know, so our minds, it doesn't like change. Okay. Our minds like comfort. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Comfort zone. You said it. Okay. We like, our minds just like to be in a space of comfort. Okay. And right, exactly, Charlene. See? And so that's what I'm going to type in here real quick. Okay. So what's the benefit? The benefit is comfort. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what the pain is. What's the pain of staying in this place and not exercising? So let's look at that. What is the pain? What's the pain of sitting in this space, of not exercising? Well, a lot of times you don't feel really good about yourself. You start to get depressed because you're not moving. You don't like what's happening to your body, not feeling well. Very good. Okay. So let me put that in here. Okay. Now, Charlene, we're going to do something really interesting here. I'm going to ask you to tell me what the percentage is. So everything has to add up to 100%. So it could be 80-20, it could be 60-40, it could be 30-70. So what I want you to do is tell me the percentage of that comfort. How heavy is that comfort for you? Is it 60? Is it 70? Is it 80? Because it's going to be over 51% if you're not moving. So just tell me what that percentage is and let me know like what that is. And then the next one is what's the percentage of the pain of staying in that area? So I'm just kind of waiting on her. She's going to tell me. So what happens is 80%. Wow. Okay. So you guys pay attention to this. This is important. This is super important right here. 80% is the benefit of the comfort. Okay. So obviously the pain percentage is going to be 20. Oops. Typo. 20%. Okay. So before we get to this part right here, we're going to look at this. Okay. So let's go back. Let's go over to where you want to be. You want to be releasing the pain, feeling good, looking good, having that energy. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing. Okay. But now we're going to be looking at it from the benefits and the pain from a different angle of taking action. Okay. So the benefit of taking that action is going to be, I think that she said, the releasing the pain, having more energy. Let's see if you're commenting on that. What is the benefit of taking that action? So I'm going to guess, I'm just waiting on you, honey. So I'm going to guess that it's more energy because I think that's what you said earlier. What I want to know is what we really need to focus on is what is the pain of staying in that space? Feel better about myself. Okay. So more energy. Let's just put that in there because I think that's the most important. Feel better about myself. You didn't know you were going to be called out, did you, Charlene? Okay. So what is the pain of staying there, Charlene? What is the pain for if I take action, if I do start to exercise, what's the pain of doing that? So you're going to have to type fast because you're doing great, Charlene. You are. What is the pain of actually taking the action? Tell me what's the resistance? Okay. Oh, because you probably will have pain. That's interesting. Okay. That's really, really discomfort. Okay. Okay. So this is where it really gets interesting. Okay. All right. So here's what's interesting here. If the reason she wants to do it is to release pain, but the reason she's not doing it is because she fears the pain. Okay. Wow. That's really interesting. You see where the catch-22 is? She fears the pain. You guys, this is really interesting analogy of really breaking it down. I love to break things down. I like to map things out. I want to see exactly where it's coming from. Why are you thinking this way? Why are subconsciously going somewhere? And if you do this exercise at home with yourself, you're going to find how to find that solution. So let's look at the benefit. So what is the benefit of exercising? What's the percentage of that? If you're to look at the benefit, and you're weighing it, what's the percentage that you feel that benefit is of exercising? So I'm going to guess that that benefit is still going to be lower than the pain. Okay. I'm going to say that if you're not taking action, it's probably the benefit. Okay, hold on. The benefit is 75%. You're telling me, hold on, let me just make sure we got this clear and you understand. You're saying that when you look at exercise, you feel, and you're weighing against the pain, what is the percentage of the pain versus the benefit? So the benefit's going to be what percentage and the pain's going to be what percentage. So tell me what the benefit is, that percentage, and then tell me what the pain is, because we're weighing against the two, not one by itself. Okay. It has, those two have to add up to 100%. So you're splitting it in half and you're weighing the odds here. Okay. So what is that? Are you still at 75% or is it different when you have to add in the pain? I don't know if I understand. Okay. So if we have 100%, okay, and I have to weigh out something, okay, and it has to add up to 100%, that means it's going to be 60-40, 70-30, 75-25. And if you're saying that the benefit is 75%, then that means the pain has to be 25%. So, and this is looking at it from the perspective of taking action. So when you look at that, and you're taking action, hopefully, I didn't mean to confuse you guys. Okay, when you're taking action and you're looking at that and you're looking at 100% and you're trying to split it off, it's like, okay, so what percentage is the benefit of taking action and working out? And what percentage is the pain? So most people, I can tell you right now, that they see the pain as the higher objective. The benefit is opposite. Okay, yeah, so it's a little bit different. The benefit and the pain. So most people see that the pain weighs higher than the benefit when it comes to taking action. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at You know, I know there's a benefit. However, that pain is outweighing it. So it's like I'm more fearful of the pain than I am of actually getting in there and feeling better about myself. Hopefully that explains it. What is confusing is that you know the benefit will be higher than the pain. No, most in this section, like if you're not taking action, most likely the pain is going to be higher. Okay. And that's what I'm trying to show her, is that the pain percentage is most likely higher. The fear of the pain is probably higher than the benefit of working out. Okay. So let's just say hypothetically, since she's a little confused, I'm going to guess, okay, that her fear is higher. Okay. So how much fear do you have, Charlene? That's where I'm asking you, like, what's the percentage of that fear? How strong is it that you're fearful that it's going to cause more pain? Is it really strong? Because if it is, that's, I mean, you know, using the word fear of that pain is pretty strong. So most likely it's a pretty high. So the pain equals fear. Yeah. Oh, there you go. See, now she just answered it. Now she understood. Okay. So the pain, if the pain is 90%, okay, then that means that she's only seeing the benefit as 10%. Okay. So which one's higher? Well, the pain is higher. And this one, the benefit is higher. Okay. Now, when we take action or choose things, our subconscious mind always goes to the benefit. So the benefit has to outweigh the pain. So if the benefit of not taking action is outweighing the pain, then that means that you're not going to take action. So you see right here, her benefit here is 80%. Okay. Versus 20. So she's at an 80-20. So this one right here, this is why she's not taking action, is because this right here is a bigger number. Okay. And this number right here, the reason why she's not taking action here is because this is, so the highest number is what you will actually result in. So the way to overcome this is that you've got to get this number higher. This one needs to go up right here. Needs to go up. And this one needs to go down. This right here needs to go up. And this one needs to go down. This one needs to go down. Okay, so hopefully you understand that. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to really increase the benefit. We need to be focusing more on that. And that is what's going to make that benefit of taking action stronger. Okay, so how do we increase that? How do we make that benefit for her? Yeah, it is a catch-22. It is absolutely a catch-22, Charlene, because this is why when we desire something, it doesn't happen. Because our subconscious mind is so fearful of something. So let's talk about how we can get past the fear. How can we move through that? How can we overcome it and make that benefit stronger? So one of the things that you can do is you can start. So you guys all, I want y'all participating. How can she get that fear reduced and get the benefit raised? Okay. So if anybody has any suggestions, yeah, feed the brain positive thoughts. That's a really good one. But still the fear's there. You can tell yourself all day long, I'm not scared. I can tell you right now that right before this, when I was sitting here watching the video, even before that, I'm texting some of my my assistants and I'm like, why am I nervous? You know, like my heart was beating, and then I'm starting to watch all these reviews and I'm like, I start crying like an idiot, you know. So here's the thing, you know, sometimes that fear of what are you going to say? How are you going to do? What are you going to say? You know, I mean, I've been in front of a camera a million times, but my heart started racing. Okay. So sometimes that fear is there. So the fear is going to be there. Okay. What we have to do is we have to reduce it and make that benefit higher. So what we need to do is we need to focus on either how we can reduce the fear and how we can increase the benefit. So any suggestions? We have, let's see. Yes, we need to increase those rewards. Rewards is a good way of doing it. Start with small with exercise, small wins lead to bigger wins. Megan, I actually like that answer a lot. And that was the one that I was going to actually go with. Sometimes you can like hire a personal trainer. You know, like I had injured myself really bad and I called Carl. I had been in a car accident. I could barely raise my arm. And I said, you know, I used to do years ago, I used to do like bodybuilding and all this other stuff. And I was like all cut up. And if anybody, you guys know Shannon McNatt, she and I used to go like rollerblading on the beach. And we used to do all these fun activities. And, you know, I ended up injuring myself really bad. Messed up all the T1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, all these herniated discs, and I messed up my shoulder and I could barely lift my arm and it was frozen. And I, you know, and finally after physical therapy and stuff, I was able to raise my arm. Okay. And barely, but you know, but I started getting stiff in my hips and my legs and I could barely I couldn't sit Indian style. I couldn't do yoga. And I'm like, please help me, Carl. And so what he did was he started me very slow. Okay. I mean, it was just simple things like step up on this, step down, let's go slow, let's do this. And it seemed like baby exercises, but slowly my body built into it and I wasn't experiencing the pain like I would get if I went to the gym and started really pumping iron. Okay. So I really like Megan's suggestion. So if you go and you start doing that and you, yes, I have degenerative disc. Okay, so do I. You and I are on the same page, but I get it. I mean, my chiropractor said, I don't think I can point and there's something wrong with your body everywhere. So this is one of the reasons why it's so important for me to personally walk on a regular basis, do exercise, do these things, because if I'm stagnant, it makes it worse. Okay. So one of the things that I would look at is the pain. I would look at the reasons. Okay. You put discomfort. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see. The pain of staying where you're at. You said not feeling well. Okay. Well, I don't think it's strong enough. So we need to make that stronger. Okay. So if we said that if I don't move, the discomfort's going to get worse and I'm going to be living in pain. If I do move and I start taking steps towards that very slowly, building up my tolerance, giving myself more flexibility, then what happens when you build up that tolerance, you start to have less pain and you have more mobility and more energy. Okay. So, yeah, I said your name wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I've known this girl for 30 years and I said her name wrong, so I apologize. That was just me like talking too fast. So, so hopefully you guys understand the process, because what you have to do is you have to look at both sides. And when you're looking at both sides, you're realizing that our mind is always going to go to the highest benefit. And if the highest benefit is not moving forward, that's where we're going to go. Our mind is always going to go to the highest benefit when it comes to taking action. And, you know, whatever that highest percentage is going to be the place that our mind is going to go to. That's where we feel the most comfort. Because, so, oh, okay. I thought I said it wrong because of what you typed. So apologize on that. So our mind is always going to go to what's the most comfort. And if we're putting so much energy and emphasis on the pain, maybe what we do is we have to take the energy off of the pain and we start thinking about okay, let's think about the rewards that it's going to do, what it's going to do for me, how I'm going to feel better, how I'm going to get past some of this discomfort, how I'm going to get more energy, how I'm going to get more motivated. Okay, so understanding the benefits of the pain. I'm going to take this off of here for a second here. Okay, so this is how you do it. You guys have that document. You can kind of play around with it. If you have any questions, you can always pop in and ask me about it. But when you actually break things down, so I'm really big about mapping everything out. If you don't map it out, you don't have a plan. And this is something else we're going to be talking about, because the reason why most people cannot get disciplined is because they don't have a plan, because they're overwhelmed. So we're going to talk about that on a different day, about how to overcome being overwhelmed. What do you do? How do you map that out? Okay. But today we're focusing more on how do you get into that space. So for some of you guys that are kind of getting in a little late, it is for you to be disciplined. You have to have the motivation to get disciplined. And the reason why you're not disciplined is because you don't have that motivation. There has to be that motivation. There has to be benefit to it. Okay. I can tell you right now, you can say, I can't get off the sofa. I can't do this. But if the house was on fire, I bet you 10 to 1, you would be getting off of that sofa and you'd be running out the door. And suddenly those little legs that couldn't move are going to be moving. Okay. So that is what we call a benefit. Saving my life is the benefit, but the laziness was the benefit before the house caught on fire. So what you have to do is you have to look at it. You're saying, okay, I want to be disciplined. Well, shit, I would like to have bigger boobs, and I'd like my jowls not to be hanging down like this, and I'd like to be 29 years old again, you know, but those things just don't happen always, right? So what we have to do is we have to look at a formula, okay? Everybody says, oh, you know, just do it, just do it. And yes, that is part of it. And I'll tell you a story about that in a second. But that action has to come from motivation, and the motivation has to come from a great desire, okay? It's like, this is what I'm going to get out of it if I do it. This is the reward that I'm going to get. This is the thing that it's going to produce for me. A lot of you guys have online businesses, and the reason why you can't take action in it is because your fear of rejection. And so that fear of rejection is higher than the benefit. And I'm like, you know, when I was doing this workshop and I reached out to some people, and I was just learning how to do group track, by the way. And I'm trying to figure it all out. And I didn't know that you couldn't do certain things or, you know, message too many people at one time and all this other stuff. So I was working on figuring it out. But all of a sudden, my inbox, my message inbox had like 400 messages in it where people were responding and stuff. And there were people saying, I'm not interested at this time, or I'm busy. I've got this going on. I have too much happening. I don't have time for that. And that's okay. Like, I didn't get offended. I'm not getting my feelings hurt over that. And that's because reaching out and reminding people the benefit of people showing up is higher than the rejection. Okay. That's where I'm putting my energy. That's where I'm putting my thoughts, because I know what that benefit is. So I'm focusing on the reward, on the benefit, and I'm making it bigger. And I'm thinking, well, if this many people show up and this happens, all that good stuff. So years ago, I'll tell you a little story. So years ago, some of you guys know that I was working with a Taoist monk. And so I worked with a Buddhist monk for 2 years, and then a Taoist monk, and everybody always is like, what is Tao? So there's Tao, T-A-O, and there's Dao, D-A-O. They're both the same thing. It's just in Chinese, it's pronounced Tao. And in English, it's pronounced Dao. And so I learned that from him, by the way. So anyway, so I studied with a Taoist monk for 3 years after I was with the Buddhist monk for 2 years. Okay. And at that time, when I started working with him, I was going through some challenges, and there were certain things that I was doing that was kind of, self-sabotaging, but there was a benefit to it. So that sabotaging action, that benefit was higher. And he's kept on saying, why are you doing this? Why do you do this? Why do you do this if it causes you pain? Why do you do this if it's causing you pain? And finally, I said to him, because that action is like crack for me. And even though crack is not good for you, now I wasn't doing crack. I was just comparing it. But I said, even though crack's not good for you, it's, it was like, it was like exciting. It was like chasing the dragon, but the dragon has fire. Okay. And I said, it's like crack, it's like so much fun to dance with a dragon, and it's just more enticing and it's exciting. And he says, yeah, but it causes you pain. And he just kept on pushing that, but it's causing you pain, but it's causing you pain. What he was doing, he was trying to raise that pain element, so that I could see the benefit. Okay. So I sat there and I thought about it, and he said, you know what the answer is? And I said, what? And he goes, you got to find a new crack. And so I had to think about that. What excites me? What puts me on fire? What makes me happy? And so I started searching for that. And this is why I do what I do, because this kind of stuff, teaching and doing workshops and setting it up, and no matter how stressful it is, and being up till 2 o'clock in the morning trying to get all these pieces together and trying to get that video made and cutting it and doing all this stuff and all the pieces, managing my helpers, managing my VAs and my event coordinators, all this stuff, getting all the artwork out, doing all this stuff. Oh my freaking God, it's a big, big, big thing. I mean, it's a lot. Okay. But the reward is so much better. You saw, like, if you guys didn't watch the very beginning of this, that, all those reviews and all that stuff where people were saying things, that's my reward. And that's my crack. When I know that I can change somebody's life for the better, that I can get them outside of this, that I can get them moving, that I can get them disciplined, that I can get them happy, I can get them out of depression, I can change their life forever, I can get them making money, I can get them, happy in their relationships. I can tell you that that is the biggest high, and that's the biggest crack. And I just changed it. I shifted my crack into something healthier, something more beneficial. And see, that's how you do it. You've got to shift that. You've got to do this emotional alchemy within yourself. Okay. Now, a lot of people have asked me, what's alchemy? Alchemy is where you change metal into gold, but it's a slang word now, just like Coke is a Sprite or a root beer or a Pepsi. So at least is where I live. And so they're like, you want a Coke? What kind? And so it's a slang. Okay. And so it's kind of like that. And so we have to kind of look at life from that angle. Okay. We need to work on focusing and discovering and mapping it out and finding that key inside of us that we can put that energy in and put all of our energy into this versus this. It's not that thing that's unhealthy for you is going to go away. It's just that you put so much more energy in here that you're not constantly sabotaging your life. And that's where the change has to happen. So I am, let's see, I'm just checking my notes to make sure I covered everything I wanted to cover. there's this thing where people say that they can't get disciplined because of fear. And that fear just keeps on getting in the way. Okay. And so I'm going to leave you with a couple words. Okay. And that is that you have to muster up enough courage. And then I'm going to tell you a story right behind it. Sorry. A few more things to say, and then I'll cut you off. Okay. You have to muster up enough courage to do this thing. So like with Charlene, you're going to have to muster up enough courage to get in there and start exercising a little bit at a time, just small wins. Okay. And muster up enough courage and do it over and over again until you get confident enough to make it a pattern. People want a magic wand. Everybody wants a magic wand. Hypnotize me, Michelle. You know, we all want these magic wands, okay? We want to magically create something, and so do I. I want to magically create things. I want to magically do things too, okay? I want things to happen like that. But I can tell you that many times in my life, I had to go into something scared shitless, and I had to have enough courage to step into that and do it over again and over again with courage to build that confidence to start making it happen, okay? Because that confidence will start outweighing the fear. And then you're back in that same little exercise that I told you. So little hacks that you can do. Now, the little story I was going to tell you. Recent client of mine couldn't get disciplined to save her life. She was like telling me, you know, she wanted the magic wand, the hypnosis. She calls me up and says, please just hypnotize me to get disciplined. And I said, before I do that, I said, I'm going to make you do something. And she's like, what's that? And I said, so here's what you're going to do. Tell me, I want you to, and we sat down and we mapped it out. Tell me what you need to do. Tell me how long it takes. Tell me where it is, blah, blah, blah. So she gives me a priority list. One of them was fix her resume. Another one was clean her house. Well, the way she was talking, she made it sound like her house was so dirty, but it was really mostly dusting and sweeping and mopping. Okay. So, you know, that kind of stuff. And so I was like, okay, one-story house, two-story house. And so she said 2-story. And I said, okay, if you were to dust the whole living room, how long would that take? If you were to dust the whole dining room, how long would that take? If you were to dust the whole office, how long would that take? And I said, and she thought that she could probably get it all done in like 30 minutes. And I said, really? Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I said, as soon as you get off the phone, you're going to go and you're going to stand up. You're going to do about 10 jumping jacks. You're going to go put on some really peppy music that's really loud. And you're going to go dust your downstairs. And then as soon as you're done, you're going to text me and let me know that it's done. And she was like, okay. And I said, I'm not kidding. You're going to do it. And she goes, okay. And so I had her do it. As soon as she texts me, she says, all done. And I said, way to go. Way to go. You're so awesome. And then I told her, I said, now go sit down and work on your resume for an hour. And then when you're done, text me and let me know. And so she sat down and she worked on a resume for an hour. And then after she was done, I called her and I said, so how do you feel? And she's like, productive, excited. I feel like I actually accomplished something. And what she did was she got into a state of accomplishment, which is another alchemy tool that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to alchemize your emotions. So we're going to be talking about that. How do you alchemize your emotions? So that is something else that we're going to be working on throughout this workshop, is alchemizing your emotions. So what she did was she did something and she created a new state within herself. She created a chemical release that created a sense of accomplishment. And then she was like, you know, I think I could do a little more. I think I could do this. So the following day I called her and I said, so where are you at? And she's like, feeling really good. And I said, well, get your ass up, put some music on, go clean out your closet. And she's like, okay. And I go, seriously, I want you to do this for a certain period of time. And I gave her a timeline. I said, I want you to do it for exactly this amount of time. Set your timer, turn it off, stop. And she's like, okay. And then text me when you're done. So she texts me and she's like, can I keep on going? And I said, yes, you can. So what ends up happening is that she wanted to keep going because she got motivated. And why did she get motivated? Well, we sat down and we did this whole little mapping out thing with her. And I said, why is this so important? What would be the benefit of doing this? What is it going to do for you? And so we focused on the energy and that benefit of that and what she felt like and that sense of accomplishment. And let me tell you something. She got her resume done. She did all the things that she needed to accomplish. She hadn't been able to do for 6 months and 2 days. Okay? Because I got her moving and I got her to just be courageous enough just to jump in, do a little bit, see some results, get that feeling. The feeling comes, boom, she wants to do more. We worked together just on this little thing. It was a small thing that we were working on for a month. And every day she got up, used the same technique. She used her little, she created her own little miracle morning where she energized herself and boom, she got going. This is why I brought Carl on, is because I wanted you guys to get up. I wanted you to get moving. I want you to feel the benefit of moving your body. Okay. So, I'm going to kind of, I'm going to read some of the comments real quick. Okay, so let's get physical. Yeah. It creates growth and pride. I love the feeling of accomplishment. Love to be productive. I love that. Absolutely. It helps us go further when we feel that. Yeah. So good. Absolutely. Carl was awesome. Yeah. He's going to be here for the next couple of days. So he is awesome. He's such a great guy. He really is. So I live in Houston, Texas, but he does do virtual workouts. So if anybody wants to hire him, he's really inexpensive too. I mean, I always tell him, you need to charge more. You need to charge more, you know, because he's really good. If you are looking for somebody, you can reach out, just PM me and I'll give you his contact information. So just a little house cleaning real quick. I am launching a group coaching. I do this every few months. I'm starting another one. It starts April the 4th. Okay. The price on this is $100 a month, super cheap. I set this price so low that everybody can afford it. Okay. So at the end on Friday, I'm going to be announcing a winner that gets a scholarship to the group coaching. And I'm also going to be throwing in a lot of prizes. Okay. So as long as you're showing up, Facebook and Group Track is going to be watching your comments and it's going to tell me who's commenting the most, who's most productive. These are going to be the people. I'm not going to play favorites. I'm just going to look at what the results are, what are the numbers, and that person is going to be the winner. I'm going to have several winners and several things. But what's really going to be cool about the group coaching is that I'll explain it a little bit more in detail. I'll give you a link so you can look at it, see if it's for you. But this is a full transformation. Okay. And this isn't just, you know, here's some mindset coaching. You know, this is actually diving deep, looking at the stuff, doing some transformational work. So if that's something you're interested in, just reach out to your advisor and they can give you a link. It does start April the 4th. And I will be giving out some prizes for you guys. Whoever is the most active, whoever wed, you're going to win a scholarship. There's going to be a lot of really cool things. I'm also giving away a manifesting course. So lots of good stuff. So, but you have to be active, you have to show up, and you have to comment. Okay. So listen, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. So it says, Anna Wood, great comment. Great question. Hold on one second, because I did not see Anna Wood's question. You know, I think that Anna Wood says Facebook user for me. So I don't know what her question was. So Anna, if you want to ask the question again. I don't know. I don't know what the question is. So maybe, let's see. She said, what's the difference between discipline and habit? Oh, good question. Habit is something you do over and over again to where it becomes muscle memory. Okay. So this is one of the subjects that we were going to actually talk about. And how to create a habit, but discipline is where you have to do it to create the habit. So Anna Wood, you're actually doing the group coaching. You're a beginner at it, but look, you might want to like talk to Christy Hendrickson, for example. What she did was she was repetitious. She did everything every day like she was supposed to. And what it does is it creates a mental habit, and you start changing the voice in your head. The voice starts talking differently. If you didn't watch the intro, you should go back and watch it, because there's a couple of people who are talking about it. I think Kimberly Olson said something about she started noticing her brain started changing. And what happens is when you do something over and over and over and over again, it becomes a mental habit. It's like muscle memory. Your brain is a muscle that has neurotransmitters, and those neurotransmitters like comfort. Okay. They like to run a path, and they like to run that path fast. So if you want to create a habit of discipline, then you have to do something with courage over and over again and fight past that discomfort over and over again until it becomes a habit. Okay. So hopefully that explains that. And and if you have more questions, please post them, and I'll make sure that I cover some of those questions tomorrow. If there is anything specifically that you would like to learn or for me to cover when it comes to this kind of thing, then please put it in the comments as well. And I'll make sure that I figure out a way to kind of wiggle some of that stuff in. You guys have advisors. And the reason that you have advisors is because I'm only one person. And there's like 800 people in this group, or 700 or whatever it is. It's a lot. And I can't respond to every single one of them when I've got client all day long. So the advisors are here to kind of answer your questions. If it is something that I need to know about, they reach out to me. So we have Jacinda Bell, we have Megan Walters, we have Shannon McNett, and we have Melissa Reeves. And I think that's everybody, right? Oh, and Shayna Cruz. And so you should have had somebody reach out to you, and there's workbooks. Okay. So you should have gotten the email. And if you didn't get the email, you might want to check your spam. And if that still didn't go through for some reason, there was a typo in your email when you put it in, then what you can do is you can just reach out to your advisor, because they have a copy of it and they can give it to you. Okay. Anyways, I think that's it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day.